When you get out in nature, you will find that your energy levels just totally change. Peace comes to your mind and heart, and it's just an easier, more natural way of life.
Good day, my name is David Fusco, and in this show, I'm going to talk about business, finance, and how to survive and thrive in this crazy environment that we're living in today. Welcome to my show.
Good day, everyone. Today's July 6, 2023. And in today's video topic, I'd like to talk about how the times are getting crazier, and it actually seems like we're in a little bit of a lull. But those of us who've been around a while know that things always ebb and flow, and nothing's one push forever and ever in one direction or another. What am I talking about? I'm talking about how the economy is going through some significant changes. Unless you're hiding under a rock and have not been around anywhere in the world for that matter, we're just at this point coming off of the shutdowns from 2020, 2021, part of 22 even for that matter, from the recent events in the past. And one of the things that I learned is that when you're in heavily populated areas, things are more difficult for you than if you're in an area of the country that has less population. And if I do go back in some time for myself, probably, 15 years ago, I remember talking to many of my clients and people I came into contact with about how I saw the things changing in the world, in the United States. And what exactly it was, I don't know, but it just felt like something. So I remember thinking how it would be nice to have a place out there in no man's land just in case things went insane. And I'd mentioned that to a client, or to many clients, and one of them said, "But you what are you going to leave us?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to leave you. And it's my responsibility, as well as anybody who has skills and training that can help others, to provide that information and to help others." Just as a reminder, or in case you don't know, I have a lot of years of experience. I've been an accountant since 1984. I was a COBOL programmer a little before that. I was a United States Army Green Beret before that. I did a lot of construction, and so been through the ropes. I've gone through a couple of big upturns and downturns in the economy, and thank God I've always done well from it. So about 4 years ago or so, it really was hitting home to me that I needed to do something. And it's not all about just doing something for yourself. It's about doing something that's going to help yourself, of course, but also help others. So I looked and I found quite quickly a piece of property in Pennsylvania, 163 acres. And I said, I want to build a learning center here. And why a learning center? Well, I saw how the economy was changing. I saw how the world was going more into computerization, and looks like now robots and artificial intelligence is getting really pushed up higher and higher on the rungs of how the world's going to be in the future. And people are becoming more and more disconnected from the real world, and they're becoming literally part of the systems and becoming virtual people almost. And when you get out in nature, you will find that your energy levels just totally change. Peace comes to your mind and heart, and it's just an easier, more natural way of life. Keep in mind, we're a part of nature too. So I found this 163 acres of land in Pennsylvania, this beautiful piece of property. Like I said, I'm developing a learning center there. Got about a 9 or so acre lake, got some streams, 70 or so cleared acres, the rest are forested in the mountains, and building a bed and breakfast setup there. I'm going to have buildings with farm animals and greenhouses, some smaller outbuildings, market eventually to churches, temples, people to come out and to get away and disconnect from the computer world. And in order to do that, I couldn't just say, well, let me go ahead and create that and not be part of the community out there. So in addition to that, at the same time, I purchased a house sitting on commercial land in a town called Honesdale, Pennsylvania. And I'm pretty much to the completion point of having an office set up there. It was a very old building, built in the 1800s. Cost me probably 3 times what I was hoping to spend, but it's for business, so done now. By the end of the month, definitely by the end of the summer, I will be out there, set up, and operational. I'll have my office here in Staten Island. I'm not abandoning my base, and I'll have the office in Pennsylvania. A little wear and tear on me and my automobile, but that's okay. And I'm going to build up connections out there. And that once I'm out there, my energy will be out there, and I'll be able to produce this learning center where people can get away from the hectic concrete jungle. I'm also mentioning this so it makes you think about your own personal situation. We've all seen different events happen in the country, be it Katrina event, be it in the hurricanes and the tornadoes, especially the hurricanes in Florida. There was a hurricane that did a lot of damage here in the Northeast, the storm Sandy, not too long ago. I remember watching videos about how a lot of people were stuck going into these Superdome Bowl, football stadiums, and a lot of criminality happened in these places, and people had nowhere to go. Now, if you're fortunate enough and you can find a place that's outside the city limits, preferably in a more rural area where people are more self-sufficient, that's great. You might not be able to, but you might have family out there. Well, I suggest getting a little more connections with them and building up your relations and start talking about what would happen in case there's a crazy event, another Storm Sandy, or something worse, which potentially could happen. If the supply chain gets disrupted and food can't move around so easily, would you prefer being in an area where you've got 8, 9, 10 million people surrounding you? Or would you rather be out in a country area where, the population is more spread out and the people are more self-sufficient and know how to deal with difficult events? Maybe if you can't do it yourself, maybe you can find a group of people and you can find a place and organize and buy a nice house or piece of property with some land. I mean, there's beautiful areas in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, whatever, all over, even upstate New York, where you can go and you can create something to be away from the concrete jungle that we live in. This might not be for everybody, but for those who can or that would love to be in the outdoors, it's a great idea. So I'm not abandoning my New York base. Been here all my life, and I'll probably finish up over here when it's time to be done with work eventually. But I'm building up in Pennsylvania, and I know I have clients that are already in PA and certain parts of western New Jersey. They're welcome to come there, or they'll continue to come to Staten Island. Point being is you find yourself a new location, possibly a second location. This even goes for businesses. In the area where I'm located myself in Wayne County, Pennsylvania, there's a lot of demand for my services, and there's a lot of demand for other services. It's not like you're in no man's land, but yet you're far enough away from everybody. You've got all the stores and whatnot you would like to visit near enough by, and you're not that far, only 2.5 hours away from New York City. I'm going to put in the description a couple of links to older videos that I did about a year ago. One is called Expanding Horizons into PA, and the other one is Rural, the new suburb. And hope you like those. Thank you very much, and enjoy the day.